Joker. What a great song that is. Talking about great songs, you're going to hear Aha's new version of their breakthrough song, Take On Me. It's a new version because they've gone all stripped back and acoustic, 30 years on, that is. Morten and Magne from Aha joined me a few days ago, and they said, actually, if they're going to do an acoustic album, they were going to do it properly.
We didn't want to just guitar on the knee versions. So that's how it started. We needed to get in position to rediscover the songs. To do it is essentially a challenge. There's a lot of work involved, but it turned into a very interesting project.
I've seen you singing, obviously, the famous Take On Me. It's absolutely beautiful, but you are there naked, you know.
Yeah.
No mistakes. Pressure for you.
It is like that anyway, because I get my voice in my in-ear system, and I don't have any effects on it. I have it dry. I have it sounding more or less kind of as naked and sort of bad or transparent as possible, because I need to hear what's going on. So I'm sort of used to it.
I mean, the whole live situation can be sort of bring up the lights and the pyrotechnics and the big sound production, and this was probably the most down-to-earth project that we've done in front of probably the smallest audience we've ever played for. But it's not just a case of taking the songs back to how they were originally written. More often than not, they're written on a piano or an acoustic guitar. But it's also about trying to take them in a different direction. We're 11 people on stage for this project and for the upcoming tour. You have instruments that belong to a different era. You have things from centuries ago that Mozart wrote music for. And basically what you do is you go into a situation we have the dogma is only acoustic instruments mic'd up. That's all there is.
So it's goodbye synthesizers and drum machines.
And perhaps more so for the iconic hits of the 80s that was recorded that particular way, the changes are very apparent.
Yeah.
But we're not producing the three of us busking around Europe. We have, it's a rich musical landscape of arrangements, new arrangements. And what was really fantastic about this period for us was that it brought us back to pre-Aha days. We were in a room with great musicians and really reshaping the material over again, and it was a very creative and rewarding process.
So, Morten, take me back to the pre-Aha days. What were they like?
It was full of all the potential, knowing that it's all there for the taking, dreaming up new things all the time. I still do that, but before you've gone through the machinery of what happens to you when it actually happens, you don't know what you're heading for.
Were you confident that you'd make it?
Yeah.
Were you?
Yes.
Were you, Magne? Did you know success was just around the corner?
Well, I don't think I had a clear idea what success meant. And to be honest, it's meant different things over the years. The three of us were very confident that we had something to offer, and there was no plan B. There was no backup situation.
But there was this exuberance, what the music meant to us was everything. And that's what's kept us. That's why we're still together after all these years.
Together then apart, then together then apart, together then apart.
Yeah, what do I say? It's our lives over
Did you fall
30
out?
odd years.
Did you fall out when you were apart?
I think everybody that has a long-standing working relationship, I mean, very rarely do you have to work with your childhood friends throughout your life. So the music business has a way of sort of forging a bond that is a shared history that you cannot outrun or hide from. But I think what we've done is we've gone our separate ways on occasion and gathered new experiences and new inspiration and brought that back in.
More from Morten and Magne on the way, but this is a really rather beautiful version of Aha's Take On Me.
Talking away in a day or two.
Love that. I think it's really rather gorgeous. Aha's new version, of course, of their Take On Me. 30 years on. Oh, and a bit of applause at the end. That's nice. Back to Morten and Magne now. They've just released that album. That's why they were talking to me last week. Talking about the fact that they've been together all those years, on and off. There's always something, though, that brings them back together.
We find that there is something between the three of us that is bigger than we are, in a sense, and that's in what we can achieve together in music.
Well, that was what this project actually surprisingly brought home to all of us, was that the minute There was more people in the mix in terms of arrangement ideas and things. You know, we had a producer that we actually asked him to challenge our material and come up with different. He comes from a totally different musical background than we do, and immediately we responded very much in unison, the three of us, positively or negatively, to things that was going on, and it brought home a feeling that, you know, there's a core understanding, musical understanding intuitively between us that we hadn't sort of focused on for a while. We focused on the differences and all the individualities of the group, and this project actually was, for that reason alone, a very valuable project to do.
You obviously love your music, and music is incredibly important to you, but the music business has been very good to you, hasn't it?
It has. I mean, I would say that our loyal fans and supporters over the years have been very good to us. They've kept with the music. We still get, you know, tons of letters of how much the music has meant to people, and I think ultimately that's, and you know, the music business is part of that. As long as people are interested, the music business is interested in what you do.
Your music has always, I think anyway, had personality. It wasn't just electronic music, it had a soul or a heart.
We always face questions about why we sound the way we do, and it gets attributed to being Scandinavian somehow, that there is something in our music that is different from, I don't know if it's the fact that we are not afraid to wear our hearts on our sleeves without shame, or what it is, but there's definitely something that we have through our culture, through growing up where we grew up. There's definitely a sense that, you know, the melancholic aspects, the sort of yearning aspects of music and arts and literature is a strong current through everything in our part of the world, and also in our music, I think.
So you're going to do a tour, as you've mentioned. You're coming to London.
Yeah, we're finishing this acoustic tour in the O2 Arena on Valentine's Day.
Which is great, but what about Manchester?
As you know, we've been here many times before,
Yes.
and we will be here again, but not for this particular tour. You're going to have to get on the train if you want to see us in this setup, and it's a new and different thing for us. It's very exciting to go out. We've done multiple tours over the years, and you know, we've made changes to songs and set lists and what have you, but this is radically different. You know, this is
It's gorgeous. I love it.
Morten and Magne from Aha. Lovely to sit in front of them first thing in the morning last week.